Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name's Zach, or Zach Moti, and I just started a new sketchbook, and today we're going to be drawing the first drawing in that sketchbook, and it is this little wizard guy. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started here. Alrighty, so this little wizard guy's name is Zeemo. He is my original character, or OC, as the youths of the world say. On his hat there is a little squirrel named Daisy. Zeemo is a character I'm kind of planning on making a comic around. I don't really want to go into too much details on that yet. I'm kind of still in the very early writing phases of that. But basically he's kind of a crotchety old man. But in regards to how I'm drawing this and putting this little sketch together, I am using a Pentel Pocket Brush Pen. I used a red Cola Race colored pencil for the sketch, or the undersketch. And then later on, you'll see me pulling a micron for little details and doing the lettering on their little text bubbles and stuff. And then finally, we'll move on to a coloring phase where I'll use some Copics and slap down some pretty quick color. But like I said in the intro, this is a new sketchbook of mine. This is my, I think, 14th. This is number 14 of my sketchbooks. I'm planning on doing a sketchbook tour of my last sketchbook, which was kind of a big turning point, and really where I found my art style, or like the art style I'm drawing in today. A lot of things came together in that sketchbook, and I think it'll be really cool to show that. So if you're interested in that, feel free to subscribe. That'll probably be the next video that's coming out next Friday or so. That's what I'm planning on, at least. But yeah, just here brush penning and inking things together. I've been using brush pen like pretty much my entire art journey, all five or so years of it. In the beginning, it was quite difficult to use, as I'm sure it is for most people who are new to brush pen. The pressure control and getting confident with it takes, I would say, years to really, get the right feel to it and the right pressure. And each brush pen has its own like individual pressure requirements. This brush pen in particular normally works great. I normally love the Pentel Pockets, but this one for whatever reason has been kind of bleeding ink on me extra hard. And so you'll see in a few spots here, like the ink, especially on his beard on the lower part, the ink comes out a little bit too full. So, part of brush pen is kind of leaning into the chaotic nature of it and the organic lines that it produces. But also it's kind of a controlled chaos most of the time. This time it was a bit more just chaos, which was kind of unexpected, but also a little bit of a fun challenge to work in those mistakes and be okay with them. And that's kind of the main reason why I like doing traditional art, I would say, more than digital typically, is you really have to kind of commit and lean into the mistakes and just kind of be okay with who you are and what the art is looking like as you make it, because it's permanent, right? Even if you're using like watercolor or even pencil to a certain degree, it is permanent. You can only erase things so much, to a certain extent. But I'll kind of let this inking play out a little bit more here until we move on to the color. And also, if anybody has any questions about my inking process, or if you even want me to do a video on brush pen, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to throw that together as well. But enjoy the rest of the inking. Alright, just jumping back in here as I'm doing the lettering. This is honestly probably the third time I've ever lettered something traditionally. So, I think I did pretty alright for that, all the letters look like they're on the same line, so I'm happy with that. I'm not sure the grammar of that "time for a new adventure, a Daisy," sentence is right, with like the commas and the apostrophes. I feel like it's not, but that's okay, that's what the sketchbook's for. It's for just playing around, having fun, and that kind of a thing. But anyways, I'll be back at the color part. Sorry for interrupting. Okay, bye. Alrighty, now we're on to color. Just putting a little bit of extra detailing in on the ink there. And then I am using Copic Chows for the color. Copic Chows, however you pronounce it. Copics. I know some people say different things, whatever. I wasn't really going for a super detailed color here, just really kind of slapping the color down. It is a sketch after all. I'm not trying to like fully render this thing. But just trying to get the colors right. And, you know, this is actually, I think, the first time I've really colored Zeemo traditionally, which is pretty fun. So it's nice seeing that really red pop of the red Copic there, and you know the rich colors that the Copics you know, give you. But just putting some light grays down for the hair. I tried to kind of almost go for a more like light watercolory kind of effect with the Copics, not really, you know, worrying about filling in all the edges, keeping it kind of messy and like things are moving around. I've really found that I like that more, I guess, watercolor-esque look to things, like kind of the imperfections really like bleeding out. And in my sketchbook tour, I'll talk more about that, but and kind of like imperfection, because my sketchbooks are typically super messy and disgusting looking. Like I'm kind of hesitant to even make the video on it, just because that sketchbook is just. It's just a mess. But you know, it's probably, like I said, a big turning point in my art journey in regards to kind of finding myself artistically and finding the way I want to do things. But anyways, back to the drawing. So here I'm kind of throwing in some little blues. I think here at a certain point I go down and do the grass below his feet. And also, if you see me reaching across the screen there, I typically have like a scrap piece of paper, just like regular printer paper, next to me when I'm drawing or coloring, so I can just put colors down real quick just to make sure like that's the color I want to use, because oftentimes, you know, like if you see a cap of a Copic, like the color you're actually going to get is different, you know, than the one that you're actually going to put down, if that makes sense. But yeah, just putting some greens in here. I believe I throw some brown dirt in there as well, and I'll go back in later and just add these little touches of blue, which might seem kind of weird, but you know, blue is the color of the sky, you know, believe it or not, and so a lot of the time I'll add little blue accents for like little shadow touches and small shadow shapes, that kind of a thing, because typically your shadows are the color of the sky, because, you know, the light's shining through it, and then it's bouncing off things and it reflects blue, and so that's a whole other video. But yeah, this is my little sketch of Zeemo. I hope you enjoyed the first sketch in my sketchbook. And here at the end, I'm just erasing the red lines, at least some of them. I kept some of them in the center, but just kind of the stray ones on the outside of the sketch. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe and like and do all the other crap.